Hello, my name is Cedric. I'm the head of the Software Technology Lab at Avnet Embedded. Welcome to this new embedded software session. Today's episode is our Christmas special. It is the last episode for this year, so we decided to do something a bit different. So what we're gonna do, we're going to investigate how we could connect our board to the cloud. To do so, we will reuse the Python project we developed a couple of weeks ago. And from our incubator program, we will use the Avnet IoTConnect platform. As usual, we're going to find everything we need in the documentation. So let me go there. So you just go to the section Simple Core Incubator, and with this list you look for Avnet IoTConnect. Before we move forward, a quick explanation on the incubator program. Basically, it includes software stacks that you can either compile using Yocto/Scotty or pre-compiled containers that you can pull with SimpleSwitch tools. The difference compared to our standard demos is that software stacks included in the incubator program are not part of our official release schedule. In short, from time to time it is updated, but there is no guarantee when. Okay, so moving on, we click on this link and we get to our incubator Avnet IoTConnect GitHub repository, where you find all the details on how to enable IoTConnect on your device. We're going to follow this tutorial together. At the end, we will modify a bit our Python project to control a GPIO using IoTConnect. So let's get started. Here we have the prerequisites for the hardware. If you have been following the previous sessions, you should already be set with that part. Then you have a link that brings us to the subscription page for IoTConnect. And for this test, you can just get the Test Drive Personal plan that will give you free access for the next 2 months. That should be more than enough to test the technology. Moving back to GitHub, the next 2 sections are how you can download and install SimpleSwitch images. Again, if you have been following us for the last videos, you should be ready with that. At this point, we are already ready to do the setup of IoTConnect, so let's connect to the platform. Here we go, then we go to the device section and select template. So here we're going to create a new template for our device. We call it tuto with a template name, tuto simple test. Just one thing, it will not work if you don't set up the authentication type as token and select the device message version 2.1. And finally, you can click on save. Then we are ready to create in this template the type of data we want to send/receive. For the sake of the example, we create one attribute which is used to receive data. Don't forget to save before you switch tab. Then we create one command to send data to the cloud, so we will use that to control our GPIO. And for this command, we enable 2 parameters, so parameter required and receipt required. We hit save, and we are done with the creation of our template. This template is used to define the type of data you can receive and transmit. It will be used by all devices sharing the same data scheme and authentication scheme. So now let's create our first device. We go there and we give it a unique ID. Here it is, and a name. We attach it to an entity. And finally, we select our newly created template. Then we can check the status of our new device. And right now, nothing is connected to it. So of course, we need to enable it on our smart module. So let's get started with that. To do so, we need to download a couple of containers to enable IoTConnect on our device. So as usual, we connect and download them with SimpleSwitch. So I'm just gonna do that now. See you in a couple of minutes. We are done. Let's connect to the file browser to configure our access to IoTConnect. So the IP address of our board is like, you can check it with ifconfig, and the port 8081 as usual. Then we follow the tutorial again and create a directory called IoTConnect on the apps partition. And then we create a file called IoTConnect setup.json in this directory, and we copy this content here in the file we just created. Then we need to complete that file. We leave the topic section as it is. And basically, it means that all subtopics to tutorial will be mirrored to IoTConnect if they are part of the template. Moving on, we change the unique ID to tuto new. Finally, we need the SID to enable the secure connection. We select Python and the version 1.0 to get our SID. For me, of course, you cannot see it. Then we copy and paste it in our config file, and we're done. Let's reboot the board. The board is booted, so now we check the status of the containers. And we can see that both IoT containers are up and running. Let's go on IoTConnect website. And indeed, we can see a device which is connected to the template and to the device itself that we just set up in IoTConnect. So let's use the MQTT-X to check what's happening on the broker. We create a new connection, change the port, IP address, and register to see then all communication. We see that we already received a message on the broker indicating that the connection to IoTConnect was successful. Then, if we want to control our GPIO, we need to adapt a bit our Python code. In fact, we just need to change the name of the topic we use to control the GPIO. So I just pull the VS Code and the code that we were using 2 weeks ago. And change that, and now I package it, and of course it's resourcing the SDK because it's a fresh start of the environment. And finally, I can just deploy, and then I hit F5, and I see that we are connected to the brokers. We just hit the breakpoint. Then we receive already our first message in our message that we are connected to IoTConnect. Then we get back to IoTConnect in the web browser, and we can send a command. So I'm just going to create it here. A test command to control a GPIO. So I set the value to 1, and I send it. Get back to VS Code. It hits the breakpoint, and if we check with the multimeter, we see the value change on GPIO 4. So, and that's it for today. So we learned how to control GPIO from the cloud using IoTConnect. It was a good example how you can use software stacks from our incubator program to test quickly technology. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that session, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on LinkedIn so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming episodes. Have a nice day and see you next year.